Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to StyleTech Demo Day 2021. This is Jiyeon Ho, your moderator for today. Before we begin the demo day, let me explain you the backgrounds of this event. So this event is sponsored by Korean Institute of Design Promotion, KIDP, and brought to you by Creative Valley. KIDP is a Korean public institution affiliated with the Ministry of Trade, Industry, and Energy. It plans and implements national design policies and strategies. KIDP and the ministry have been accompanying promising 55 startups with innovative ideas in the fashion and beauty industry for the last 3 years. Their acceleration program provides various forms of support that startups need. This year, for the first time, we have integrated a global version of this program in order to help startups expand their businesses abroad, especially in Europe. Today's Demo Day event is to showcase startups that have participated in the global program and also to highlight the innovativeness of Korean startup ecosystem. We have also invited 2 French startups directly from Station F to promote the future collaboration between France and Korea and to create synergies between these 2 countries' ecosystem. So prior to the actual pitch event, we will watch some greeting videos from Korea and from France. First, we will hear from Yoon Sang-hum, President and CEO of Korea Institute of Design Promotion.
안녕하십니까? 한국디자인진흥원장 윤상흠입니다. 스타일테크 글로벌 데모데이에 함께해 주신 여러분 환영합니다. 한국의 스타일 산업은 제조에서부터 유통에 이르기까지 견고한 밸류체인을 보유하고 있을 뿐 아니라 최근 한류 붐을 타고 K-패션, K-뷰티는 세계 많은 이들의 사랑을 받고 있습니다. 이처럼 탄탄한 기반을 토대로 AI, IoT 등의 4차 산업혁명 기술을 결합한 스타일테크는 스타일 산업 부흥의 기회가 되고 있습니다. 오늘 이 자리는 역량 있는 스타일테크 기업들을 글로벌 시장에 소개하는 첫 번째 글로벌 데모데이입니다. 2019년 시작한 스타일테크 사업은 그동안 54개의 유망기업을 발굴, 선정하였습니다. 선정된 21개사가 약 402억 원의 투자를 유치했고 이 중 한 기업은 상장을 준비하고 있습니다. 또한 밴디, 구찌와 같은 글로벌 럭셔리 브랜드와 협업하는 등 괄목할 만한 행보를 이어가고 있습니다. 오늘 소개하는 5개의 스타일테크 기업들도 유럽을 비롯한 전 세계 소비자 모두가 활용할 수 있는 서비스를 론칭하고자 준비하고 있습니다. 한국 패션의 중심인 동대문 생태계를 디지털화하는 서비스, 개인의 옷장을 분석해 스타일링을 추천하는 서비스, AR 기술 기반 가상 메이크업을 체험하는 서비스 등 상품과 콘텐츠를 가진 누구나 국경에 제한 없이 소비자와 직접 만나게 하는 일을 디자인과 기술 그리고 스타일 기업이 가능하게 합니다. 오늘의 글로벌 데모데이가 한국 스타일테크 기업들의 역량을 확인하고 다양한 교류와 협업이 일어나는 시작점이 되기를 기대하며 지난 한 달간 열심히 준비해 주신 대표님들께는 해외 시장에서 더 큰 비전을 가지고 사업을 하는 계기가 되기를 기원합니다. 고맙습니다.
Okay, so now let us hear from Jang Geun-moo from the Ministry of Trade, Industry and Energy of South Korea.
안녕하세요. 산업통상자원부 엔지니어링 디자인과장 장건무입니다. 오늘 스타일테크 글로벌 데모데이에 참여해 주신 프랑스와 한국의 투자자 여러분, 그리고 오늘 발표를 해주실 스타일테크 기업 대표님들 반갑습니다. 스타일테크 산업은 우리 일상을 더욱 풍요롭고 편리하게 해주는 산업 분야입니다. 팬데믹 이후 온라인에서 신상 화장품이나 패션 제품을 가상으로 체험해보고 구매하는 일이 매우 흔한 일상이 되고 있습니다. 스타일테크는 이 같은 일들이 우리의 생활에서 불편함 없이 구현될 수 있도록 전통적인 스타일 산업의 AI, IoT, AR, VR 등 4차 산업 기술을 결합하여 새로운 비즈니스 영역을 개척하였습니다. 또한 기업 가치 10억 달러 이상의 K-유니콘 기업 중 27%가 패션, 뷰티 분야에서 탄생하고 있다는 사실이 스타일테크 산업의 밝은 미래를 보여주고 있습니다. 정부는 이러한 혁신적인 기업들이 성장할 수 있도록 2019년부터 스타일테크 유망기업 성장 지원 프로그램을 운영해 오고 있습니다. 지난 3년간 54개 기업을 선정하여 지원하였고, 이 중 21개사는 누적 402억 원을 투자받고 IOP를 준비하는 등 꾸준한 성장을 이어가고 있습니다. 오늘 발표를 하는 5개의 기업들은 이 중에서도 가장 잠재력과 가능성이 확인된 기업들입니다. 아무쪼록 이 기업들의 성공적인 이야기를 잘 청취해 주시고 국내 투자자분들은 이 기업들이 더 발전할 수 있도록 관심을 가져주시기 바랍니다. 한국의 스타일테크 기업이 넥스트 유니콘으로 성장할 때까지 정부는 최선의 지원을 다하겠습니다. 감사합니다.
Thank you. Now let us hear from Lionel Grotto, CEO of Choose Paris region.
Dear friends, I am honored to participate, even if digitally, at this event which contributes greatly in promoting lively collaboration between France and South Korea. I am Lionel Grotto and I'm CEO of Choose Paris region, which is a one-stop shop for companies, foreign companies that want to set up in Paris and in its region. Relations between South Korea and Paris region are particularly rich since there are currently about 6,000 South Koreans in the Paris region and about 30 South Korean companies. There are ongoing international cooperations between our region and the Gyeonggi province, and we want our region to be a hub in Europe for companies that want, Korean companies that want to scale in Europe. And we also have other ongoing cooperation with other metropolises, cities, regions of Europe, and it is easy from Paris to do business with those cities and with Africa, in particular Francophone countries. So today's event is more specifically about the cosmetics industry. This sector is historically very prosperous and significant for Paris and its region, and it can be even considered as a backbone of the French economy. If the world's leading beauty industry network is located here, it is because of its reputation for made in France luxury, its exceptional concentration of innovation and know-how, and its very favorable environment for business and research. Our region is home to several haute couture houses such as Dior, Givenchy, Chanel, and high-end luxury fashion brands such as Hermès or LVMH. There is also a strong ecosystem and industry federations, also the Yate Valley Competitive Cluster, which are all dedicated to the development of the industry and accelerate efficiently the development of fashion companies through innovative actions in France and abroad. Here, luxury fashion brands work hand in hand with startups. There are numerous fashion startup programs for aspiring entrepreneurs and early-stage fashion tech startups. Cosmetics and fashion startups will find a niche here with many events such as the famous Fashion Week show, Cosmetics 360, which happened earlier in November, Vivatech, or Change Now, which are some events to name a few. It also has highly qualified talents in these sectors with world-famous schools such as the French Institute of Fashion or ESMOD. I would like to conclude now by congratulating the 5 very promising South Korean startups that will be presenting during the rest of the event, and I want to thank you again for your attention.
Thank you. Lastly, we will hear from David Pierre Chalicon, Chairman of French and Korean Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
Dear all, I'm delighted today to congratulate you for this StyleTech Demo Day, which celebrates the startup ecosystem between France and Korea, both countries model of excellence by their dynamism and innovative mindset. I had the chance to meet recently the Korean Minister of SMEs and Startups, Mr. Kwon Jil-sung. We have discussed together not only how to support startups and SMEs in Korea, but as well their international cooperation with French counterparts. Korea has remarkably done well despite the COVID crisis and has committed to develop green and digital economies in a similar fashion than France. Now France counts 20 unicorns, while 15 Korean companies have also reached the unicorn status. We all know that internationalization is a very challenging phase for startups and that they need specific support. So I'm delighted to see that there are more and more programs such as KIDP and Creative Valley Global Acceleration Program blooming in the past few years, backed by public and private initiatives. Be sure that FKCCI, as a Creative Valley partner, will relay and publicize those programs. Indeed, FKCCI counts more and more startups and entrepreneurs among its members. As of now, we are a network of 420 members, the third foreign chamber in Korea, including 25% of startups and entrepreneurs, which is a record high in our history. We are also more and more active for them with specific programs such as market exploration and establishment business services and events like the Korea-France Tech for Good Summit organized for the past 3 years by the FKCCI together with French Tech. I wish today's events and participants success in their endeavor, and I thank you all for your contribution to the French-Korean bilateral relationship. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Now, let me please present to you our honorable jury members who are with us today. So, Yan Goslan from Creative Valley, Haeyeon Mo from Marie Claire, David Merle from Bonneville Waters, Jalil Regis from Agroecology Capital, Jordan Monet from NR2, Marco Pilacamo from Fashion Technology Accelerator, Jimin Kang from Alex Investment, Sehwa Cho from What Is, Junyoung Jang from Samyang Chemical. I thank each and every one of you for your precious time and participation today. So today we have total of 7 startup pitching, 5 Korean startups and 2 French startups. They will pitch their presentations one after another. Each startup has 15 minutes in total, 5 minutes to pitch, and 10 minutes to answer the questions from the juries and the public. Dear audience, please do not hesitate to leave your questions in the comment section. We also encourage you to network and organize business meetings with the companies that you're interested in. So please contact us by the email address we will share at the end of this event. Please now welcome the first startups to pitch, Luke Ko. Hae-shin Go, the CEO of the startup, will pitch. But first, let us watch our short video clip.
Hi, I'm Hae-shin, the founder of Luko. One of the most stressful parts of the morning is to choose the right outfit. This problem is even worse for the people who have lots of clothes. Our team is here to solve this problem by AI-based digital closet application, A-Closet. In our app, a single piece to digitize your clothing items thanks to our AI technology. Also, you can create all your own outfits and receive unlimited outfit ideas based on weather and your personal styles. Don't miss out on product recommendations that complete your closet for daily styling. Are you stressed about choosing outfits? It's time to meet A-Closet. Hi, I'm Heshin from Luko. I'm very happy to be here to talk about our service, A-Closet. Have you ever thought about why many people think nothing to wear? And our team has actually conducted lots of customer interviews, and we have found out there is two main reasons in common. First, they don't remember what they have, and second, they don't know how to wear. Actually, according to a survey, women don't wear 55% of their clothing items, and they spend 17 minutes a day for choosing an outfit. To solve this problem, the concept of digital closet has already been introduced. It allows users to create a virtual wardrobe, and they can get outfit recommendations. And as you can see in the below, there have been lots of similar apps, but surprisingly, none of them become popular. Guess what? What was the reason? This is because creating closet is too difficult. In most apps, users have to take photos, and they have to remove backgrounds, and have to enter a lot of information, which requires a lot of time. And even after making closet, they only can get random recommendation or improper outfit ideas, which is far from what they expected. So we made A-Closet. In A-Closet, the story is totally different. Once you take photos, the remaining process, including removing backgrounds and analyzing styles, are automatically conducted by our AI engine. And it dramatically reduces the time-consuming process. And recommendation quality has been improved by far comparing to previous ones. In our system, our AI engine recommends outfit ideas based on weather and users' personal style. And product recommendation considering users' closet is also another appealing point. Specifically, users can get lots of outfit ideas for a given product, so it will help users make purchasing decisions. Finally, users can get inspired by visiting others' closet and see how others get dressed. And through this experience, users can figure out some new brands or items which may highly fit to them. And after releasing our service in the beginning of this year, we have achieved 350,000 users and 6.5 million clothing items and 0.5 outfit ideas. And these numbers are getting bigger day by day. And our service is loved by many users from different countries, especially from Europe and United States and South Korea. And as you can see here, we have received a lot of great reviews regarding our service quality comparing to previous ones. Our main business model is commission model, and we recommend products to users who have high preference to it. And assuming the following numbers, we just expect $60 million revenue per year in the future. But we're not focusing on making money just now and focusing on gathering users and data. And in detail, we are focusing on developing social platform features. And by the end of next year, we hope to be able to achieve 6 million users and 120 million clothing items. Our team is comprised of many experts with IT backgrounds, and there are several partners who work together in order to improve technical improvements and effective penetration in fashion markets. Our vision is to digitalize all individuals' clothing items, and we hope to be able to recommend hyper-personalized outfit ideas. Okay, thank you for listening.
Thank you, Hashin, for your presentation. So now let us get some questions from the jury side. So juries, if you have questions, please raise your hand so I can call out your name. Okay, Haeyeon, please go ahead.
You said at this stage, you are focusing more on gathering more users and data. And does your data gathering include not only the product data, but the user behavior data, and also some also the social gathering side? So with on which occasion you use the clothes, so that you don't repeat the same outfit with the same gathering group, etc.
Yes, we are gathering a lot of kinds of data and clothing items and outfit ideas and the calendar data, which is a record which users in real life how they get dressed, and some kind of feed data, which is a post like an Instagram. They just post up some kind of outfit ideas and get some outfit ideas and get some comments from others. So in conclusion, there are a lot of data, clothing items, outfit ideas, and calendar data, which about the how they get dressed for each day.
Okay, thank you. So Shalil, please.
Yes, thank you for the presentation. I have really two quick questions. The first one, you mentioned earlier that you already have 350K, I think, users with 6.5 items, which makes on average 19 items per user. And this is the rate you applied to reach 6 million users in the future. I don't remember the year, but you arrive at the same, more or less same number of items, 20, to reach this 120 and 6 million users. So my first question is this number of items per user enough for you to generate enough activity and turnover? Because for me, it looks a small number of items for someone to have a challenge to make matches with only 20 items. So how this figure compares to the average user in the industry that is targeted by fashion, by the fashion industry? And the second one, how did you integrate this figure and how did you take it into consideration in your revenue forecast? Thank you.
Okay. Actually, we have a lot of things to develop in the future, and we are now making the automatic extraction features. We are gonna download all the images from Instagram of users, and we can detect how they get dressed, and we can extract what the clothing items in it. So by using those technologies, we hope to be able to gather a lot of clothing items, which is a foundation and basic infrastructure to provide great recommendation outfits and some product recommendations. And after achieving those kind of technology and very easy to integration for the making closet, and we're gonna cooperate with many shopping platforms in order to recommend the products, what they sell. And yeah, that's the detailed numbers is the roughly written in this stage, but we hope to be able to elaborate in the future.
Thank you for your response. We'll just get one more question, a quick one from Jordan, NR2.
Hi, hello. Thank you so much for the presentation. Actually, I think my question is a little bit of a follow-up on the previous one. It's more, you mentioned you have 350,000 users, but I'm keen to understand how do they use it? How active are your users, and do they go on it every day? Because yeah, I'm keen to know that.
And actually, we are categorized user groups into several levels. And the highest level is that the people who have clothing items more than 50 items. And roughly 10 to 15% of the total user is reached to this level. And we record a weekly retention rate. And for the 8-week retention rate, which means our person users will come back to the service after 8 weeks later, is recorded as roughly 45%. So I can surely say that they're mostly around 15% of the users are really in the great, very loyal stage, and they visit our service for more than 40% in terms of 8-week retention.
Okay, so that will be it for Luko. Thank you, Hashin, for your presentation. Thank you very much. So now let us hear from the second startup to pitch, which is Fashion Aid. So Ha Jung-baek, the CEO of the startup, would pitch. But first, let us watch the video clip.
Hi, this is Jay from StyleAI. StyleAI is an outfit generator API service for a fast fashion brand. It takes a huge amount of time and cost to generate an outfit image every week. However, with StyleAI, manual production will be automated and databases. We help fashion retailers to produce different outfit content in a short time for online retail and analyze offline data to digitalize store management. Are you a fast fashion retailer? StyleAI save your time and increase cross-selling by 23%. Why don't you join us? Hi, I'm Jake from StyleAI, which is an outfit generator API service for a fast fashion brand. So let's just start by looking at the conventional retail. Fashion was the most active consumer market to outfit suggestions. Unfortunately, those coordinated outfits require a manual selection without data. It is costly and time-consuming. As the product life cycle shortened, it is overwhelming to produce outfit content every week for online retail. Furthermore, fashion retailers have struggled with digitalizing offline data, even though consumers prefer browsing outfits by themselves, which means no face-to-face way because of COVID-19. In light of these problems, StyleAI helped fashion retailers to make an outfit image with a generator program and digital mannequin API service. Fashion brands can position the outfit images on their website, and clients can check how many visitors experience the outfit suggestion through the purchasing journey. It increased average order value by up to 23% in online. Fashion stores can also analyze the cross-selling data and visualize it like the way Zara collects the data from the stores. So fashion store can suggest outfit with a digital mannequin service, and interactive service is provided with the consumer behavior data. So Through the digital mannequin display, fashion store can collect the visitors' data and reduce operating costs with a self-checkout payment system. Star AI has a partnership with LG Display, who is a #1 display company worldwide, about the digital mannequin display service. In contrast to other fashion startups which tend to use tagging attributed data, Star AI is set apart by focusing on coordination data set. It overcomes the overfitting problem of the tagging-based, rule-based coordination prediction. It enables fashion retailers to interact with AI systems. It's a customizable service for each fashion client with the review data and consumer behavior data. AI solution in the fashion market has a 40% growth rate from 2019 to 27. And Star AI revenue structure is a user edge-based pricing model, comes from the number of outfit content. So Star Outfit API and Star Model API services for the online retailers, and Style Mirror, which is a display service for the fashion stores. And last but not least, Star NFT is a service for the Oriental fashion designers to commercialize their digital outfits to the digital fashion market. We have worked with the enterprise fashion brand, including FashionNet, Pi Studio, Descent, and Lecoq, and other prospective customers. Now we move on supporting a plugin service for such as Shopify for small medium business retailers. Our revenue is expected over $20 million in 2024. And Star AI is a profitable company with a paid client, and certified AI software has a potential to be a global service. And we have a network with fashion designers, so we prepare to launch an NFT marketplace for the Asian fashion designers to global fashion market. Our teams are 6 software engineers and fashion experts who deep dive into AI fashion solution. So do you spend time to make an outfit image? Star AI can save your time. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jake, for your presentation. So now let us get some questions from the juries and the audience. So first question might be from Marco from Fashion Technology Accelerator. Please, Marco.
Yes, thank you very much. It was very interesting to hear there is a very crowded market, but it seems that you're trying to do something different. I wonder why only in your pitch you mentioned fast fashion retailers. It seems to me that you are going broader than fast fashion. So why do you focus on them as the primary customers?
Because the pain point is bigger than luxury fashion. Because of when it comes to the product life cycle, shorter for the fast fashion retailers. They have to produce the different outfit content every week, every day to survive in fashion e-commerce competition. So that's why we focus on fast fashion retailers.
Okay, yeah, because to my kind of understanding, fast fashion retailers generally already have these solutions, and based on your clients, you're going towards those that are not fast fashion but are not luxury. Maybe it's more of a premium segment from what I understood, right? Maybe.
Yeah.
I just want to be sure because there is so much competition on the market that it's very hard to understand. Also considering how many activities do you follow. So I just wanted to make sure.
Sorry. So what's the main question?
Are you focusing only on fast fashion, or are you focusing premium customers, which appear to be the focus of your client base as well?
Well, yeah. Honestly, we try to work with a luxury fashion brand if they want to use our solution. But yeah, we expect that our solution is more suitable for the fast fashion brand now, and our another product lineup, which is a fashion NFT marketplace, is more fit for the luxury fashion brand down the road.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. We have also a comment from the comment section on the YouTube that your digital mannequin is very excellent. So yeah, we have that comment. Let's get another question from David, Bonneville Waters, please.
Yes, hi. Very interesting proposition. I'm interested in your revenue model. In fact, and then first, how do you make money, out of this? And if I follow your train of thought, the way to make money is to sell your solution to a fast fashion company. But your engine is going to work well if you share a lot of data between different fast fashion companies, in which, and it brings me to the final thought. It's very difficult, I think, for you to sell a differentiated value proposition to a fast fashion company. So I'm interested in how you think about selling your solution and believing that you can make a difference in the way they operate.
We charge the monthly fee as a freemium software service for each client. So we charge $500 per month for each client. It's the minimum pricing model. And if the client wants to produce more content, we suggest the revenue share model with 2% of the increasing revenue on their website. So we collect the data from the recommended items on their fashion website.
Okay, thank you very much for your response. Now let us go to the last question from Seha from Waris.
Thank you for the presentation. My question is very simple. As some jury already mentioned, there are many AI fashion coordination services in the market already, such as in the US. So if someone asks you, what is your superpower as an AI coordination services, then what would be your answer?
Yeah, data set. The data set. We classify the consumers' click data and review data from the fashion experts, which outfit image work best in fashion e-commerce to get more clicks. So we analyze the review and behavior data, and yeah, that's what we are focusing on to develop our AI model. Yeah.
Okay, so that will be all from Fashion Day. Thank you, Jake, for your presentation and your responses. So unfortunately, we will go to the next startup, which is the third startup, Jongdal to present. Thank you, Jake.
Thank you.
Okay, so now let us hear from the third startup to pitch, which is Jongdal. So let me present Yeun Jung, who will be pitching for us. Let us watch the video clip first.
Hello, my name is Yeun Jung, in charge of global business at Jongdal Lab. We digitalize the fabric and material market, which is mostly depending on the offline market. With our core technology, AI image search engine, you can search and purchase the fashion materials very easily. We got 16 amazing team members, including the CEO, and here are the team leaders.
Hi, this is Jong Young-sung. I'm CEO and CTO of Jongdal Lab.
Hello, I'm the leader of the design team, Jung-gyu Lee.
Vice CEO is Chun Sung Lee, is in charge of sourcing and sales.
We have the technology and experience to digitalize the fashion industry. Want to learn more about us? I'm going to meet all of you right now. Hello, I'm Yeun Jung, in charge of global business at Jungdan Lab. We're providing an O2O platform, Buja Market, to source, search, and purchase fabric and materials for clothing. 40,000 fashion designers all over the world struggle for a new design and new detail every single day, producing 5 to 6 collections per year. They have to choose all different fabrics and materials like yarns, buttons, zippers, and so on. Dongdaemun Market, a fashion mecca of South Korea, looks like this. There are 25,000 stores. Yes, 25,000. And also, there are 2 million fabrics, 240 different types of materials, and 200,000 market people. Unfortunately, it's completely offline centered with price fails, no stock information, and often order refusal. The markets in Paris, LA, Cambodia, they all look the same. You go to the market, you wander around the market, you negotiate, and after all that, your order still might get rejected. It's painful, especially for a small to medium-sized fashion brand. Korean fabric market is $20 billion scale, and the global market is $700 billion scale. It's even bigger when you add the material market to this. Fashion industry is huge and modern, but the sourcing process hasn't been changed for years in all countries. What's worse, the main supplier countries were shut down due to COVID-19. This directly struck the market. Then why is this huge market still offline? First, suppliers are all over the countries. Second, customers want to see and touch the materials physically. There was no place to search or purchase the materials easily. It's our first step to digitalize the fashion cluster, Buja Market. It's been served since January 2020. At Buja Market, you can search the items you want with just a picture. Without having to type the name of the items, you can simply take a photo and search for it easily. Items are categorized and detailed photos and information are provided. When you want to actually see and touch the items, you can order a free sample box. Of course, customized order is also available. Thanks to this, our reorder rate is more than 80%. Our backend system is also automated, so we can manage the orders and system easily and quickly. There are 1.5 million items in our database so far. By using our own automatic database registration technology, this labor-intensive process got much easier and faster. After launching our service, we got 300 B2B customers and $1.3 million in sales. It was 4 times more than before we launched our service. Now we are taking another step ahead. We're going to construct a smart warehouse system with ERP and demand forecast. With this advancement of our business, we're expecting $2 million in sales this year and $10 million in 2022. We'd like to implement and localize our system and technology to other countries and connect to each other, making this huge market borderless. We're an experienced and adventurous team. There are 16 team members, including the CEO, with the expertise in development. Aren't you so curious about what would the next global fashion cluster look like with us? Join us this amazing market. Thank you for listening.
Thank you very much, Yeon, for your presentation. So we have a few questions in the jury. So Junyoung from Samyang Chemical, please answer. ask your question.
Thank for your pitching. The sample box service are likely use a lot of cost for delivery. So is there any way to increase the purchase conversion rate and reduce logistic costs?
Actually, we were worried about the cost of sample box also, but it turned out to have high rate of reorder through the sample box service. So we have this small piece of fabrics or materials sending it to the customers in the box, and they check the quality and the spec of the items. And this service is more focusing on reducing the purchase of useless purchase. So customers basically decide the items to order through the sample box very they consider very important this sample box service. So they choose the items very they consider seriously about these items. So it's and they reorder. So the cost doesn't really take a big part of this service.
Okay, thank you. So let us hear from Jimin.
Okay. Can you hear me very well? Right. I first of all appreciate for the wonderful pitch. I was hoping to ask the following, which is, I see that your business is primarily concerned with supply chain management and the pain point from that. And I also understand, quite intuitively, I should think, that those who cannot benefit from economies of scale would be your first group of clients, as it were, experiencing the greatest degree of SCM pain point, as it were. So what measures are you taking, if I may ask, to reach out to them effectively and increase your revenue basis? That would be all.
First of all, our revenue is our sales profit basically is average on 30% for the materials, and and it's more than 30% on fabric items, and we are. I'm sorry. Can you repeat your question first? Simply, shortly.
Yeah, very briefly. So what measures are you taking to reach out to those clients who are presumably your first groups of clients who cannot benefit from the economies of scale, who would be experiencing the greatest degree of supply chain management pain point?
Okay, we are on-demand order method. So we run this service without a stock risk. So we get the orders from customers and we order right away to our suppliers, and we give the items to the customers directly. So there is no stock risk to our service. And so the customers lower their stock management risk, and the price is more reasonable than the offline markets. So we just simplify our supply chain. So because we just directly supply the items to the customers from our supplier. So that's the basic structure of our service.
Thank you very much. So another question from Jan Gosnell from Creative Valley.
Yes, thanks a lot for your presentation. It's a very interesting concept. I think sourcing is a key issue for producer. So my question is very concrete: what is the level of order of a customer? On what kind of customer already use the platform?
There are main three customer categories. First one is small to medium-sized designer brands. And the second one is sewing factories. And third one is a clothing production platform. Like you order such clothes to produce to the platform, and they are going to make you those types of clothes you want. So those three are our main customers. So we are mainly focusing more on small to medium-sized fashion brands.
Okay, Marco from Fashion Technology Accelerator.
Yeah, thank you. This is going to be very quick. I actually saw that you didn't mention any competitors, as I had the chance to see, for example, Swatch On, that also comes from Korea and works always in the fabric. What do you do differently compared to them?
I'm sorry, there was some kind of audio problem, I guess. I couldn't hear you very well.
So who are your competitors and what is your competitive advantages?
Yeah.
Oh, there
Over Swatch On, specifically.
There is similar service enterprise in Korea, but they had to bring the database from other companies because they didn't have really much of technology to shortly database those kind of items. So we developed the AI image search engine. So we automated the database registration process through so you can take a photo of the item, and this AI image engine would extract the characteristics of the item. So you don't have to type all detailed information of the item because this AI engine would enter this information for you. So it's very less labor intensive and less time consuming. So it's very cost effective.
Okay, so let's get last question from Jalil from Agroecology Capital.
Thank you. A really quick one. You mentioned sales, 1 million sales. Are you referring, just to be sure from my end, are we talking about sales or GMV? This is the first one. And the second one is, we're talking about the customer side. I'm talking about supplier side now. You mentioned that it's a really fragmented market. How are you onboarding small shops, mom and pop shops, with low access to technology in order to get like a high footprint from the supply side? Thank you.
Okay. First, our sales is the total amount of the money we got from the orders. So it's not just a margin. It's not just a margin.
So the million is GMV. Is GMV. Yes, the gross merchandise value. So we're not talking about revenue for the company. The $1 million is the amount of cash that transits within your platform in terms of transaction, right?
Oh yes, it's total cash and through the platform. It's both together, $1.3 million.
Yes. And what's your cut on that amount? What's your percentage on that amount for you?
Could you repeat?
What's the percentage you take for your company as a revenue out of this million? 20%, 25%, 30%?
Its average is 30%, and
okay.
Yes, it's average 30%.
Okay,
and the
so
supplier question you mentioned, the second question, could you repeat again?
I think we have to.
Yes. So from the supply side, how are you onboarding small shops that I assume constitute the vast majority in terms of numbers of the supply side, in order to give them access to the technology for them to be onboarded on the platform? Otherwise, we'll be just targeting high-tech or tech-educated suppliers.
Okay, so they are not really tech-friendly yet. So we are doing the work to register the items so far, and we are planning to make this platform for the suppliers, but we are still simplifying the registration process for them. based on image, based on the pictures, so they can use this platform easily. But it's our work still, yeah. But we have to give them to the opportunity to use this technology, I guess. Yeah.
Thank you.
We're working on it still.
Okay, thank you very much, Yan, for your presentation and your responses. So that will be all for Jungda Lab. So let us now hear from the fourth startup to pitch, which is Brandy. So we will have Jung-hee Hwang who will be pitching. But prior to that pitch, let us watch a short video clip.
오늘 시키는 오늘 맡길래 오늘 입었지 오늘 시키면 오늘 오는 브랜디 하루 배송 오늘 입은 옷이 오늘의 나니까 배송으로 오늘의 나를 바꿔봐 브랜디 하루 배송은 무료 배송 무료 반품.
Nice to meet you. I'm Jung-hee Hwang from Brandy Incorporated, and I appreciate your participation to today's event. Brandy's corporate vision is to take Dongdaemun to the global stage. Within Korea is located the world's largest fashion cluster, Dongdaemun Market, where a full-scale value chain, including design, fabric production, sewing, and distribution locates within 5 kilometers. However, Dongdaemun retained its traditional production process, focusing on the domestic offline market, which has led to the decline from its past heyday. Brandy strives to complete the digital transformation of Dongdaemun based on our IT and fulfillment infrastructure. Based on our platform, we're establishing Dongdaemun's B2B2C digital platform by 3 steps. First, digitalizing and distributing Dongdaemun apparel. Second, accelerating Millennial and Gen Z to become e-commerce creators. And third, support operations through fulfillment service. Onward, we prepare to establish a full-scale supply chain management system to distribute Dongdaemun apparel not only domestically, but also to the global market.
Thank you for participating to today's event. I'm Jung-hee Hwang from Brandy Inc. So, today's presentation is made up of 3 parts. We want to look our target market. Second would be business overview of our company, and third would be why invest into branding. So currently, the global fashion market is $19 billion, and in trends, it's polarizing between luxury brands and fast fashion brands. Gen Z and millennials are the leading consumers in this trend, and they are very tech savvy. They own smartphones, they are friendly with SNS, and love online shopping. They also love content making, and to create content on a daily or weekly basis, they still need a lot of outfits, which is leading to the increasing penetration of the e-commerce market within the fashion industry. Because of this trend, even original fast fashion brands such as Zara, H&M, and Uniqlo are lagging in the competition for fast fashion, while a Chinese brand Shein continues to show strong growth. We believe that Dongdaemun, which is the largest fashion cluster in the world, has the competitiveness to compete with Chinese brands, because not only it has a large size, or also has designing, production, and distribution within 5 kilometers of radius. Due to this environment, it can produce more products and in a shorter time than fast fashion brands. And as mentioned, our vision is to take this local market to the global stage. So passing on to our business overview. Our business model is made up of 3 domains. First is fashion platforms. Second is seller solutions. And third is our logistics system, FBB. In our fashion platforms, we use vertical brands or vertical apps to target very segmented users, which we divide into 3 axes. One is by gender, 2 is by age, and 3rd is by region. Currently, we have been focusing on the domestic domain, and now we're trying to pass into the overseas market. Our domestic business has recorded robust growth. Passing on to our second domain, which is seller solution Helpy. So business opening in the fashion industry, and especially in Dongdaemun, is very lagging because business owners have to take care of all business operations. So we wanted to help business owners to focus on the core areas, which are selecting products and listing those products. So our seller solution aids business owners to focus on these areas and also open business without risk and inventory risk. So why invest into branding? Currently, we're trying to surpass into the global business, a global market, by first going to the Japanese market. Japan, though the fashion market has been lagging, the e-commerce market still is showing rapid growth. And a second point is that Japanese Gen M and Z users are referring to Korean fashion for their daily looks. So we think this is a business opening to us to enter the market. On a longer scale, we're trying to take into the global market. And we believe that there were 3 waves that have made Korea a global country. First was K-content or K-drama. Second is K-pop. And third is K-beauty. We believe that the next wave will be K-fashion. And we think this can be an opening if we take K-culture, such as K-pop idols like BTS or Blackpink. And Dongdaemun fashion would be an opening for the global market. So our global strategy is to first digitalize Dongdaemun apparel, take it into content in our platform, create a global fashion brand, and market it through K-pop idols or K-culture. So in a nutshell, our business is trying to digitalize Dongdaemun apparel with our seller and fulfillment business. Utilize Gen M and Z sellers to help them in their business and also target them as our buyers and take this into a more bigger market, which is the global fashion market. Thank you for listening.
Thank you, Jong-hee, for your presentation. So let us get some questions from the jury. Okay, so Marco from Fashion Technology Accelerator.
Yes, thank you. So you mentioned that now you would like to go to Japan. Which kind of challenges do you see coming to Europe? Because it seems to me that it's a very concrete system and you have many different things. So which kind of challenges do you face into coming to Europe straight away instead of, before expanding to Japan?
So our hurdles for going to Western countries would be 2 hurdles. First is the difference in size of clothing, because Dongdaemun apparel is more focused on domestic or Asian size. And second would be logistics. Currently, we're recording very high growth, not only because of our apparel, but also our service competitiveness. So we do overnight delivery in the domestic market, and we want to take this service to the global scale. However, for this, it's a very capital-intensive investment. So taking it to local areas is more capital effective. However, taking it to Western or Europe or America is still a big task for us.
Okay, very clear. So second question might be from Isabel from Business Angel. Please unmute, Isabel.
Yes, excuse me. Yes, I had the same first question, but I have Marco, but I had a second question. I would like to know from your business model how you can master in a different way than the other models of this fashion. How the margin rate can different for you?
Pardon, are you asking for our take rate from GMV or profit margins?
For GMV. I would like to know in which way you are different in your margin rate.
Profit margin?
Yes.
Well, we have two types of business models. One is 1P. So we have our own brands, and two would be a 3P marketplace. For marketplace, it differentiates between seller, but we take between 15 to 25% depending on the seller. And for the 1P would be 100% take rate. Based on that, we have 45 to 50 in COGS. So, and the rest would be marketing and logistics. So this is a part that we have to scale up and reach economies of scale. So that's the reason we're currently recording losses in our profits.
Okay, so let us hear another question from Haeyeon.
Yes, for as a hurdle for overseas market, you mentioned the size issues and logistic issues. And in terms of the size issues, is it the reason why you are planning to have also develop a sort of a private label brand to solve this issue? And second question about the logistic issue, you are already in Japan. So are you already using a demand forecast to anticipate the needs, or how do you overcome the hurdle there?
First of all, for size issues, yes, that's a reason where you're trying to use or create our own fashion brand. And second, for logistics. So even in the domestic market, we are using demand forecasting, but also this was possible because we were using a 1P business model. If it was a 3P, we would have to collaborate with our sellers and also our consumers. However, if we have a 1P model, we only need to forecast our products. So we're taking this business model into Japan and also globally. That's why we can do demand forecasting.
Okay, so last question, a brief one from David.
Yes, very quick. So you're verticalizing a cluster, and I think the idea is great, but it seems to me that from a macro point of view, the ambition is enormous, and I'm failing to see exactly where you start. Where do you start? In which part of the fashion industry do you start? You talked geographies, you talked Japan. Where do you think that you have the best fit for your model?
To rephrase your question, are you meaning, are we focusing on global expansion or value chain?
Yeah, no, the operating model is very clear. I'm curious, which part of the fashion industry are you focusing on? Because they all have very different demands. They work in very different ways. You talked to us about Japan. You've talked to us about clothing for babies, clothing for millennials. Where do you start? Where do you think that there's best fit for your model right now?
For our current model, we're trying to take it to the fast fashion, which in price-wise would be low end. AOV about $30 to $40. However, as mentioned, we are trying to create a global fashion brand, which could increase our price positioning. So we try to take it into a two-track strategy in price-wise. But the second one would take a longer time. So currently we're focusing on the low end side of the market.
Okay, so that will be it for Brandy. Thank you, Jonghyun, for your presentation and your answers. So Without further ado, let's go to the fifth startup to pitch, which is What Is. So we have Remy Vilcroze with us today. Before the actual pitch, let us watch a short video clip. Okay, Remy, you might start your pitch.
Okay, hello everybody. Thanks to be here. So, what is the personal shopper app based on visual recognition? Next slide, please. Okay. We develop an application and a visual search engine which allow you to find a similar clothes only from pictures. Next, please. So this application is an easy way to find clothes, and it's more precise than a text search. So today, with the development of the e-commerce site, it's a new experience for shopping. And next, how it works. So I have my What Is application on my phone. I take or upload a photo. I start to search, and What Is show me the most relevant result due to the similar clothes I want to search. When I be there, I can click on the clothes I want to buy and be redirected for the website of the brand. Next. Today we have developed some technology, some algorithms, but also we have developed a big catalog in order to have many propositions for our user. Today we have more than 4,000 brands for fashion women, and in January we will integrate men's fashion. Next. Our target is a woman between 16 and 45 years, but more precisely between 16 and 25. It's a woman who like fashion. We follow now some trends on Instagram, on TikTok, and she want to dress well. Next. But we are more than only search engine, visual search engine. We want to help users to develop their fashion culture and develop their own style. In order to do this, we have some inspiration in and many images in the application, and you can discover new look or new trends. Next. Today, the application have 1 year. We have about 200,000 search per month. We are also 200,000 users in 1 year, and corresponding about 50,000 monthly active users. The main goal is to have about 500,000 downloads in February for 2,100 monthly active users. Next. We are not. We have some competitors in this way. The most famous is Google Lens, but Google Lens is generalist, is not fashion specialist. And we are also Pinterest, but the inconvenience of Pinterest is that you can't buy when you find something. We are also two indirect competitors like Like to Know It and 21 Buttons. Next. Our differentiation is about the concatenation of all the fashion culture you can discover in France. Today we are only in France, and we want to develop this culture and find a good product for global fashion offer. Next. We have two business models. The first one is a B2B2C model. So when a brand when we integrate a brand in what is, this brand will pay for performance. So it's a cost per click. And today we are developing a data visualization platform in order to become an observatory of the user request, of the user trends, and in order to see what they want in real time. Next. So for the next year, the development will be in France, and we will launch, like I said, men bags and only second hands, and we're going to launch also the data platform visualization. For the next year, the main goal is to go on West Europe and North America. Next. Our final goal is to become a leader of technology service provider for fashion and help our customer to consume better and help the brands to produce better with the observatory and data platform. Next. Thank you. And I will be there for your question.
Thank you. For your Okay, so let us have some questions on the jury. So Isabel from Business Angel.
Yes, hello. I would like to know if this algorithm can learn from the user's decisions and become increasingly effective. You understand, when the customer takes a decision, decide to buy, if the application can learn from this decision.
Okay. So for me, we have two ways to do this. The first one is to learn in the real time about all the requests we can have. This we do not do that. We train our algorithm in offline. So every years we retrain our algorithm in order to perform to the user needs. The second way will be to do the recommendation, and this algorithm will be developed in 2022. Sorry.
Okay, thank you. You had a follow-up question, Isabel?
Yes, I have one. Because you speak about secondhand, about old products, I don't understand how the application can distinguish between new products and old products, because when you have a picture, you don't know, in fact, if the clothes or the bags, for example, are new or old.
I say that because it's only the catalog part. It's not the image from the customer. So today we have like Galeries Lafayette, Zara, Mage, and so on. And we want to integrate some second-hand catalog like Vinted or some other companies from second-hand. We want to introduce the second-hand for our users, so the catalog of the second-hand.
Okay, very clear. So next question will be from Junyoung Jang from Samyang Chemical.
Okay, thank you for the presentation. As a B2B side, what is the benefit to retailer and brands except for revenue?
Okay, thank you. Today we have talked with some brands, and the return experience said brands want to know their user, and they don't know how to do this. They know that Generation Z wants something, but only after the way, after the season, or after the years. So with what is, we can bring to brands a real-time observation of the needs of the user.
Okay, so let us hear our last question from Jimin Jang from Alex Investment.
Hi, thank you very much for your pitch. I have two questions, very brief. One is, do you have algorithms or ways you can give style alternatives? Because you would have taken photos of outfits that have already been worn. So presumably some customers might not be interested in wearing exact same combination, as it were. And secondly, do you also have, because this is a business I assume that is based on crowd mentality, sort of, wearing something similar across similar generations, adjacent generations. So do you have policies, measures in place to shore up retention, to increase retention for your social networking sort of community services? Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you. So for your question, sorry, I don't remember the first question. Sorry. Yes. Okay,
the first was the style alternatives. Yes, do you have?
Yeah. Today we have developed a detector for multi-objects in order to have the style, all the style you can see in the images, but we don't have the counsel or the advice. Or okay, if you want this jean, take this sweater. We don't have this. We would like, but today we don't have this. For the second question, you're right. Retention is a real question about this. For the retention, we work about our brand, what is brand, with appointment with our user. We are a media like fashion media, with appointment, with advice about culture every Monday, every Friday for fashion trends. We want to develop this retention like this.
Okay, so that will be it for what is. Thank you very much, Remy, for your presentation and for your answers. So without further ado, let's go to the sixth startup. The sixth startup to pitch is Tachyon BNT. So Kyung-wook Kim will be pitching for us. But before that, let us watch a short video clip of Tachyon BNT.
내일 9시 화상회의 진짜 중요한 거 알지?
안녕하세요. 좋은 아침입니다.
내일 9시 화상회의 진짜 중요한 거 알지?
안녕하세요. 좋은 아침입니다.
오, 신대리. 아침부터 풀메야?
티커잖아요. 내가 원하는 완벽한 모습 그대로 영상 통화도 티커로 하자. 나만의 뷰티 라이프 플랫폼 티커.
Hello, I'm Dr. Gang, CEO of Takion BNT. Digital transformation is changing the beauty industry. But do you know how many have succeeded in the conversion? Only 10 huge conglomerates with a lot of money. So we made a powerful tech team of 30 AR beauty tech experts, which aim to deliver the most leading beauty tech solutions. Currently, we have partnered with 13 world-class beauty brands and have developed more than 200 digital twin cosmetics. You can experience AR virtual try-on, which is made from the real product on Ticker, our AR beauty app. You can try and purchase the newest cosmetics anytime, anywhere by Ticker. We have successfully launched Ticker in Korea and Japan, and Ticker has reached $600,000. We provide beauty tech as a SaaS and deliver AR beauty tech to beauty brands all around the world at the lowest cost. We focus on innovating the beauty industry around the world into a digital beauty. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Hans Kim, and thank you for giving us the opportunity to share our journey towards innovating digital beauty. COVID-19, the pandemic caused stores to close and took fingertips to mobile screens and keyboards. For beauty brands all around the world, it was harsh, and it shone a light on those who already had digital transformation strategies either ready to go or already in place. However, brands which had neither were left behind. Only 0.01% of more than 200,000 global beauty brands, huge global brands, were able to successfully implement the costly and time-consuming digital beauty technology. And consumers now expect and they demand an omni-channel experience with a brand, not a divided one, depending on where the engagement takes place. So brands need to consider how to make this happen. And that's why we've created Ticker. Ticker is a beauty life platform for the 99.9%, where you can have the most realistic AR virtual try-on experience of digital twin beauty products anytime, anywhere. Then purchase the right beauty product for you instantly. Okay, let's have a look at Ticker.
Do you want to take a look at Ticker's main functions with me? Ticker uses a variety of beauty functions to up your beauty game. Here are Ticker's makeup function. At Ticker, you get the chance to try different brands that feel lifelike. You can try different and natural makeovers with a single product. And finally, our style function comes with presets prepped by our editors. Try out our idol makeup or celeb makeup. Keep up with the latest trends with our daily update. Thank you.
What makes Ticker unique is that the digital twin, the digital version of the actual beauty product, is identical, up to 95% similarity to the actual beauty product in color, shape, and texture. And the digital twin can be ready for experience in just 3 days, thanks to our beauty experts and development team's know-hows. Why don't we look at the real experience? On the left, you can see our competitors' beauty apps. You can see that the tracking is inaccurate and the color is different depending on how close you are within the camera. But on Ticker, users will have a super smooth and hyper real experience, AR try-on experience. And as said before, 95% match, but why not 99%? Why not 100%? The 5% difference means that the color of the beauty product you're trying on virtually will have a slight difference because everyone has their own unique personal colors. Also, we will provide links to help users connect directly from downloading the app to trying it on without any complicated procedure. You can just scan the QR code or tap on the link and experience the makeup. And we believe this original experience leads to much higher conversion rates. This is our team. Here are our 4 core members. And 60% of our team is considered of R&D team. So as physical stores are reopening, customers will go back to offline stores to fulfill their needs in offline stores, since it's humans' nature to touch, feel, play, and try it on. But it doesn't mean the shift towards online will reverse. We can help brands to utilize the digital experience and use this connectivity to drive a stronger relationship with the customer. Thank you.
Thank you, Hans, for your presentation. So let's get some questions. So Mr. Deok-ho Kang, as the CEO, will be present also to answer your questions. So the first question will be from Jenny from Agroecology Capital.
Yeah, thank you. Could you please elaborate a little bit more on your current partnerships or revenue, if any, or traction, commercial traction?
네, 현재 파트너십과 수익 분배 구조에 대해 좀 더 설명해 주실 수 있으실까요?
파트너십 같은 경우에는 현재 일본의 시쉐이도 그룹에 있는 로라메르시의 돌첸 가바나 뷰티와 계약을 체결을 했고, 그리고 미국의 샹테카이, 그리고 국내 아모레퍼시픽의 에스쁘아를 비롯해서 중소형 브랜드들을 계약을 체결을 했습니다. 그리고 비즈니스 레베뉴 같은 경우에는 저희가 이 인디 브랜드들 같은 경우에는 마케팅 비용이라든지 기술 솔루션을 도입을 할 비용에 제한이 있습니다. 그렇다 보니까 우리가 그들의 10개 미만의 SKU를 맞춰서 월 100만 원의 어떤 인디 브랜드 패키지를 지원을 하고 있고, 그리고 중소형 브랜드 같은 경우에는 SKU가 30개 정도 되기 때문에 30개를 저희가 디지털 큐 화장품으로 개발을 해주고, 이게 SS 컬렉션, FW 컬렉션 포함해서요. 그런 것들을 저희가 월 예를 들면 300만 원, 그리고 대형 브랜드들 같은 경우에는 월 SKU 50개 미만으로 잡고 500만 원이라든지 이런 형태로 저희가 서비스를 하고 있고, 마진율은 저희가 한 50% 정도로 잡고 있습니다. 우선은 저희 파트너십 브랜드들은
First, our partnership brands.
13군데의
We have 13 partnerships.
네. 일본의 시쉐이도 그룹,
Japan's Shiseido,
그리고 그 시쉐이도 그룹 산하에 있는 로라 메르시의
and Laura Mercier,
Dolce
and Gabbana Beauty.
네, 직접 본사와 계약을 했고요.
We have a contract with the headquarter.
그리고 미국의 샹테카이,
and America Shantakai,
네, 한국의 아모레퍼시픽의
and
에스쁘아,
Korea's Amore Pacific, Espar,
네, 그리고 국내의 중소형 브랜드들과 계약을 체결을 했습니다.
and domestic SMB brands.
그리고 제가 앞서 저희의 이 비즈니스 모델 같은 경우에는 SaaS로 제공을 한다라고 말씀을 드렸습니다.
And our business model is SaaS.
네. 이 인디 브랜드, 그리고 중소형 브랜드, 그리고 대형 브랜드 이렇게 세 가지 분류로 저희가 패키지를 제공을 해드리고 있고요.
And we offer packages to indie brands and middle-sized brands and big brands.
이 인디 브랜드 같은 경우에는 SKU가 10개 미만입니다.
Indie brands have only 10 SKUs or under 10.
그리고 중소형 브랜드 같은 경우에는 30개.
And middle-sized brands have around 30 SKUs.
대형 브랜드들은 50개 미만인데요.
And large companies have more than 50 SKUs yearly.
그래서 이 브랜드들의 SKU에 맞게끔 저희가 월 서비스를 디지털 트위너 화장품으로 제작을 하고 스티커에 탑재를 해서 유저들이 체험을 해볼 수 있게끔 그렇게 서비스를 해드리고 있습니다.
And according to the brand's SKUs, we will provide we make the digital twin for the companies, and we register on Ticker, and users can experience the beauty digital twins.
마진율은 저희가 50% 정도 목표 마진으로 갖고.
And our margin rate is about 50%, and that's our target.
Okay, thank you for your answer. So let's get the second question from Yan Gosrong from Creative Valley.
Yes, thanks a lot for your presentation. I was quite impressed by the technological performance. So my first question is on it. I would like to know do you need 5G or special device to make your product work? All kind of connectivity is enough. So that's my first question.
네, 좋은 기술 보여주셔서 감사합니다. 혹시 어플리케이션을 사용하는데 인터넷 접속성이 필수적인지 여쭤보고 싶습니다.
기본적으로 이 모바일 환경에서 이 데이터 통신은 LTE라든지 뭐 4G 그 정도 환경만 구축이 되어도 상관이 없습니다. 그리고 특별한 모바일 기기를 사용할 필요도 없고요. 물론 이제 저희가 이 모든 이 안드로이드 기기를 지원을 하는 건 아닙니다. 우리가 현재는 이제 갤럭시 모델, 삼성 갤럭시 모델 그리고 아이폰 모델 이렇게 제공을 하고 있고 특별히 기기 성능이 뛰어난 최신형 모델만 가능하다 이런 건 아닙니다.
Okay, so you need the internet connection to be able to use the application, but you do not have any constraints in order from iOS or Android device. It can be anything. And in terms of internet connection as well, you do not need 5G, very fast connection. 3G, 4G, or LTE connection is sufficient for you to use the application.
Okay, thank you. And
okay.
Yeah, very shortly, my second question is, you spoke about 600,000 users. How many of them are regular users coming more than once a week on the application? And so that's what I would like to know.
네, 아까 전에 이제 어플리케이션을 이용하는 고객 수에 대해서 60만 명이라고 언급을 하셨는데 이 중에서 어플리케이션을 주기적으로 사용하는 유저의 수는 어느 정도 될까요?
MAU 기준으로 거의 한 10만 정도 나오고 있는 것 같고요. 물론 이제 평균적인 거다 보니까 안 나오는 달은 사실 5만 정도일 때도 있고 그거는 이제 뷰티 브랜드들의 이 신제품 출시 시기에 가장 많이 몰리는 경향이 있습니다. 그리고 몇 번 체험하다 보면 사실 리텐션에 대한 부분들이 저희가 아직까지는 다양한 Z세대들을 위한 디지털 메이크업 룩을 다양하게 계속해서 쏟아내야 되는데 그런 쪽에 저희가 인력 공수가 현재는 부족하다 보니까 SS 컬렉션, FW 컬렉션 이렇게 신제품을 땅 하고 저희 티커 내에서 출시를 할 때에 MAU가 가장 높습니다.
Okay, so in terms of average user, which will be 100K, and then it varies from months and from season, especially if there is a new launch of a beauty product of a particular brand, for example, they tend to have a little bit more user than other months where there is no cosmetic launch. Okay, so I think we can wrap up. We have also a comment from my YouTube section telling that that person doesn't use a makeup, but it could be a great solution for those who don't wear makeup. And then suggesting that it might be a positive tool for tattoo artists as well, for example. 네, 유튜브 섹션에서 이제 코멘트가 하나 또 있었는데요. 화장품을 이용하지 않는 고객들이나 향후에는 이제 타투로까지 혹시 발전할 수 있는 가능성이 있지 않을까 하는 코멘트가 있으셨습니다. 네, 발표 감사드립니다. So with that, I will wrap up the section pitch for Tachyon BNT. Thank you, Kyungmook and Daku, for your presentation and your answers. Thank you very much. So, okay, so now let us hear for the last start of the pitch, which is Botelab. So Gal Liachi, the CEO of Botelab, will pitch for us. But prior to that, let us watch a short video clip for Botelab.
Hi everyone, my name is Kariyashi and I'm the founder of Botelab. After 10 years heading R&D labs at one of the leading beauty companies, I've launched the first science-based and AI-powered market intelligence solution for the cosmetic industry. We help beauty brands, beauty retailers, cosmetic vendors, and ingredient suppliers to launch winning products on the market by giving them access to real-time technology and consumer insights in just one click and across multiple markets. I'm very excited to be here with you today to tell you more about Botelab. Stay tuned. Hi everyone, and hi again. So first of all, I would like to thank Creative Valley for the invitation. So I'm Kariyashi, the founder of Botelab. We develop the first AI-powered and science-based consumer and technology intelligence solution for the cosmetic industry. We're a startup that is based in Station F in Paris, and we're currently accelerated by L'Oréal in their Beauty Tech Accelerator. Please, next slide. So we're trying to solve one of the biggest issue in the cosmetic industry because 90% of the product launches fail within a year. And one of the main reasons behind this issue is that the shift in the consumer and technology trends happens much more rapidly than the product development cycle. From my experience in R&D, it can take like around 1 to 5 years to launch a new product on the market, while consumer and technology trends can shift much more rapidly. Next slide, please. So this is why we created Botelab, which is a digital intelligence solution that we give access through a license to beauty companies. So it helps them to connect to their environment in order to detect very rapidly any market opportunities and threats, and develop accordingly winning products on the market that are loved by the consumers with a reduced development time. And all of this thanks to our real-time consumer and technical insights that they can get access to in just one click. Please, next slide. So actually, for the demo, so if you want to see a demo, you can register on our website. So I'll be describing here very fast the main features of Botelab. So the first one is a real-time consumer review analysis. So we're gonna, for each product on the market, we will be analyzing all their consumer reviews in order to be able to extract in a very precise and accurate way the strengths and weaknesses of the product from a consumer perspective. Our second feature on the next slide, please. Our second main feature is the scoring of the ingredients quality of the formulation. So here we're using a methodology that was validated by industry experts in order to score the clean, green, and vegan profile of the ingredients that are used within a beauty product. Next slide, please. Our third feature on the next slide. Maybe there's a the next slide, please. Actually, it's fine. I think I know. So the third main feature that we have is the analysis of the formulation. So actually, we are capable, thanks also to the expertise that I had in running and managing R&D labs that we injected in our algorithm to analyze scientifically the efficacy of the formulation that is used within a beauty product, but also its innovation at an ingredient and formula level. So we're capable of saying that this product is using a new innovative ingredient within its formulation, but we're also capable of saying if the formula that is used within this beauty product that is on the market, if it's already out there and it's used within another product in another brand, and if it's being developed internally within the R&D team of the company, or it's being bought from a white label manufacturer, which is something that is of great help for product developers. And for the fourth features, the fourth main feature on the next slide is on the next slide. Actually, there's our fourth feature, which is the mapping of our of the competitive landscape of the beauty product on the market. So we're capable of detecting all the competitors of a beauty product based thanks to our matching algorithm based on its consumer performance, but also on its claims and pricing and positioning on the market. So probably we can also go to the next slide. The next one, please. Okay, so what makes us much different than competition? The first thing is that we use real-time data. And we use and of course give access to real-time data, and we have a very exhaustive database. We're talking about more than 500 products that we're covering in just one product category and in one market. We have this integrated approach where for the first time we're using at the same time product, consumer and technology data to get valuable insight for product developers within beauty companies. And we have also the capacity to simulate many of the features that you've seen before for products before even they're being launched on the market in order to optimize its formulation or optimize also the marketing strategy before launching the product on the market. Next slide, please. Actually, so just to tell you, so where we stand today. So what we have today is a proof of concept in the US market. So it's been a year now. So we're an early stage startup. We started working on it a year ago, and we have a proof of concept in the US. And with this proof of concept, we have today very advanced discussion with 10 of the top 15 beauty companies in the world in order for them to join our pilot program that will start early next year. And we're also discussing with 2 of the top 5 chemical companies also in the world that would like to partner with us and also invest in developing our solution in order to cover other market segments and new countries. So our first target markets are makeup, skincare, and hair care. And regarding the target in priority, the Asian market like China and Korea and the US. So why China? Because it's one of the most highly growing markets, and it's of very high interest for even Western brands. Next slide, please. And finally, so why actually Korea is an interesting market for us, Beauté Lab, and how can we be useful also for Korean companies? Actually, thanks to Beauté Lab, we can help Korean brands launch winning products in the Western markets by giving them access to insights in the Western market. But we can also help Western brands find new product innovations that are developed by Korean cosmetic vendors and get in contact with them. Please, next slide. Yeah, so actually that's it. Thank you, and I'm happy to hear your questions.
Thank you, Carl, for your presentation. So we have actually a comment from our YouTube section telling that I love the green scoring system because it keeps me from wasting time from looking myself of the green scoring for the company. So bravo on that. So thank you for the comments. Let's get some questions from the juries. Does anybody have any questions? Isabel, please.
Yes, hello. I would like to know which relations you could have with other applications with scoring about cosmetic products, because as you have a scoring, I think that many customers could be very interested in knowing more about the scoring and to compare with other scorings.
Yeah, so actually, just to to make sure, so we're a B2B intelligence solution. So actually, our clients are B2B companies, like the big beauty companies out there. So actually, our scoring is different than the scoring that you can see in the application out there, because what we give is what we call a relative score or dynamic score that is comparable to what exists already on the market. And this makes a lot of sense to beauty companies compared to an absolute score that we can give, like 80 over 100 or an A or B or C. So actually, we use all of the data that we gather on all the products on the market, and we're capable of telling like the beauty companies that your product on the clean aspect is in the average of the products out there in terms of clean profile, or it's completely clean, or it's much worse than the companies out there. So we give them the possibility to compare actually what they have today in terms of ingredient quality profile in their current formulation with what exists on the market. But we also help them to be in a optimization or improvement mode of their formulation and enhance it to be like in a few years time completely clean and compared to all the other products out there. So our scoring actually is quite different than what we can see out there from, I don't know if you mean like consumer apps. So yeah, so we cannot really compare. And from a B2B side, I must say it's beauty companies do not like the scoring of these consumer ads, because it does not reflect actually the scientifically, the reality behind these ingredients, which is something that we pay attention to, especially that I have this R&D background and I've worked with them for the last 10 years.
Yes, I thought that perhaps some customer brands would like to communicate about the good scoring. And so when they communicate, they are compared with other customer application. It's just the way.
You mean like to make sure that their formula scores pretty well on the other consumer apps? Yeah, so of course, like on our scoring, if they score like the best, like that we give a score on like A, B, C, D, E. So if they score an A, they're sure, like in terms of formulation, that they will be clean on all the consumer apps on the market.
Okay, thank you for your answer. Okay, so I will invite Jimin Gang to ask his question, please.
Hi, thanks very much for your pitch. From the formulation analysis page, I just wondered two things. Firstly, how quantified is the data? For example, certain qualities of products such as tackiness or ruddiness, these things I understand all have scientific ways of measuring. So from a B2B standpoint, surely formulators would be interested in these figures, I was wondering. And also, do you have ways of preventing possible combination no-nos? For example, some 5-10 years ago, a multinational cosmetics company had nitrosamine issue breaking up with its sun cream, I remember. And if this data is very horizontally integrated and well connected, would you be able to tap out those possible combination no-nos? Thanks very much.
Yeah, okay. So yeah, so of course, since we're talking like a bit at a very high level on the feature, so maybe I just want I'll explain a bit more what's behind actually our technology analysis and how it works. Actually, what we use, it's mainly public data. So we're gonna go and gather public data on every product on the market. It's either consumer reviews data, ingredients data, or product data. And we're gonna couple it with a pool of data that comes from my expertise in reverse engineering products and formulating cosmetic products. And this is how like we get like to give like valuable technical insights. So actually everything related to tackiness of the product, these are like something that need to be physically measured, and it's not this type of insight that we're giving. But however, what we can give, for instance, we can say like this product on the market is using an innovative ingredient that wasn't used before, within other brands, we can either say, thanks to our matching algorithms, we can also say that this formula, the formula of this product comes from a white label manufacturer from Korea. So this way, like, let's say I'm a competitor of this brand and I want to benchmark, I want to do something similar to the brand. So whenever I, like, in one click, I can see that, oh, the formula of this product come from a white label manufacturer in Korea. So I can go and directly contact the white label manufacturer and probably get the same formula and save 6 months to 3 years of R&D and save millions, just like thanks to this insight. So these type of insight, these are the type of insight that we give like on the formulation. And we can also say if the formula is efficient or effective from a consumer perspective, since we can link both technology data and consumer data that we're gathering from consumer reviews. So we are capable of saying that the formula that is used within this product or other similar product on the market is performant from a consumer perspective or not.
Okay, Car. So that will be all from Bote Lab today. Thank you very much, Car, for your presentation and your answers. It was very useful. Okay, so before wrapping up, I would like to ask a few of the jury members to share their comments and impressions of today's event. So first, I would like to ask Jan. So what was your impression of today's event?
Thanks a lot. In fact, I was very impressed by the quality of the pitch. So first, I would like to thank our friends from KDP on this initiative. I think it's very interesting and make a lot of sense. I would like to remember that in France and Korea, we are in very similar position. We are not directly linked to the US or linked to China, and we want to make emerge a third way in digital economy. And the company who speak today shows that the efficiency of this strategy. When I see what has presented Brandy, what is Sticker, and on all of them, I think there is a future for them in Europe. And we are very happy to help them to contact the key player here in the industry and to make their global development become reality. On the other way, I know that our friends in Korea will help the French company who were there to be successful there. So I think we can make a quick win by helping them to create value in fostering efficiency between France and Korea as a hub in Europe, is what was said in his interview by Lionel Grotto. So I salute here. And also in Korea as a hub for the rest of China, of Asia. And I think if you succeed in developing your company in Korea, you have this strong access to China and to Japan, as it was said. So thanks a lot of organizing this event today.
Thank you, Jan, for your encouragement. Now I would like to ask Hye-yeon Mo for your comments, please.
Okay, sure. The positive changes brought by fashion or beauty luxury sector is particularly impactful because it is often one of the most sought after products for many. In that sense, it truly influences the consumer's mindset and behavior. And that is why the changes we witnessed today through the brilliant 7 startups here are very encouraging, because you are enabling those changes across all value chains of your sector, often enabling small and medium-sized players, and also often involving user and consumer participation, even directly to manufacturers and retailers. So I would say the whole ecosystem, in the sense that you create synergies of different value chains and providing fabric to put different players together, often in very fragmented markets. So you're making positive changes in a faster but more sustainable manner. And you're making changes which are smarter but more elegant. And today's event name is StyleTech, and I would rather call it an elegant StyleTech now, because true elegance means truly elegant solutions, and you already proved so. So good luck to you all, and thank you for the organization.
Thank you, Hayan, for your comments. So this concludes the StyleTech Demo Day 2021. You just saw some Korean and French startups that converge technology in the fields of fashion and beauty style. So we hope that the presentation of these innovative startups was useful and inspiring. We ask for your continuous support for the future development of these companies. We would like to see you all again in person at the StyleTech Demo Day 2022, hoping that the situation with coronavirus will improve by then. As mentioned earlier, we are encouraged to have meetings with these companies. So please write a short email to the following address so that we can help you schedule meetings with the startups. If you are interested in the Korean fashion and beauty startups, please do not hesitate to contact Korea Institute of Design Promotion, KIDP. They will be happy to answer any inquiries. So before we close today's event, we will take a group picture. So dear jury members, please do not leave yet. Please turn on your camera and stay still so we can take a group picture with the startups that have pitched. Thank you, startups, for your presentation. Thank you, jury members, for your useful comments. And thank you, all of the audience, ladies and gentlemen, for your participation.